I lose. Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome back to our Women Her Story series. We're super excited today to have Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, how are
Hello.
you?
I'm gonna quickly introduce Tiffany and we're gonna get started. All right, TrustJ Events first debuted in October 2020 in New York City at the wedding of CEO Tiffany Adjei. She did the floor wraps for her own bridal shower, traditional marriage, and her wedding reception alongside her staff. It was honestly not her intention to get into the business, but when she contacted a vendor to actually do her floor wraps, they read her message and did not reply to her until 2 weeks after her wedding. That's crazy. Due to this incident, she started to research how to do the floor wraps herself and was prompted to begin the journey to form her LLC in June 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. In the height of an international pandemic, Tiffany was still highly encouraged to start her business and showcase her newfound talent within the event industry. TrustJ Events provides dance floor wrapping services with distinct monograms and decals to enhance the look of your event. A dance floor wrap can truly change the aesthetic of an event space and really bring the look together. That's amazing. Welcome again, Tiffany.
Thank you so much.
So introduce yourself. We already read a lot in your bio, but introduce more about yourself, your life, what you're doing, your business and career, to everyone that's listening.
Okay, so essentially I do floor wraps and primarily majority of my clientele are, I would say about 80% of my clients are weddings. So I have a lot of weddings that we do floors for. And I I am West African. I was born and raised in the Bronx, but I'm West African descent from the country of Ghana. And um I literally dived into this event industry. Like I had the interest, but it was not something that I was like, oh, I want to get into it or I want to come into it. I just love the idea of just having beautiful events, nice events. And everything just fell into place orderly. And I just was able to pick it up and fill in a gap. So that's pretty much how I got into it.
Thank you for sharing. So
Absolutely.
your story, you are obviously a woman-owned business. You're a mom. Um,
Yes.
how do you juggle all of it? Have you faced any challenges, starting your business, not only as a woman-owned entrepreneur, but also, a minority? Have you faced any challenges that you can share with our audience?
Yes. Well, challenges, I would say, is definitely inevitable. I would say that the some of the challenges is understanding contracts, making sure that you do actually have one in place, especially when you're offering a service. Invest in that. Consult with a lawyer. Make sure that you have someone who can review it. Yes, there are templates online. Yes, there are, depending on the industry, because similar industries can have templates and say, hey, this is the wording. However, there's some clauses that are not relevant to you. So try to make sure that you have a lawyer, pay for a consultation. You can get one for less than $500, between $200 to $500, and have them review and take time to write clauses regarding your specific industry, just to also protect yourself, making sure that you're insured. These are big things, especially within the event industry, because yes, we try to aim for things to be perfect on people's event days, their wedding or their birthday event or any type of event that they're having, but things happen. And it is best that you yourself, as the business owner, you're protected and that the client is also protected in both interests. Both parties are just going to be okay in moving onward or figuring out a type of a way to basically meet in the middle, essentially. Some challenges also are within the production sector. When you're not producing your own supplies or if you're not producing your own material, things can happen. Something can happen out of the norm. It may not be always. However, things can just pop up and spring on you out of nowhere, especially in my line where it's production, where we are printing on different colors, we're cutting gold, we're cutting silver. Something can go wrong accidentally where sometimes we did not get to see it until the day of an event or an hour before the event begins. So those are some of the challenges that I've had to learn from, and realizing that no, there are no rooms for errors. You have to be able to keep going back and just being able to take accountability. It's difficult to do that at times, but when it comes to being a business, especially a woman-led business, you have to be able to take accountability and just realize, you know what, I messed up. And what can I do as a way to either compensate, or what is it that you desire that I can do for us to figure out how we can meet in the middle? Other challenges include just gaining people's trust, which again, it takes time, especially when you're the new person on the block, you're new tapping into the industry. It's a bit of a challenge in the beginning, but sooner or later, you begin to meet other people who have started around the same time as you, or perhaps are your seniors, and they've been in the industry 10, 15, 20 plus years. All it takes is just that one chance for them to give you a job. And by the time you realize, your name is spreading throughout different circles when you're doing well. And as being a woman, it's it's helpful because my sector in production is mostly male dominated. So myself being a woman and hearing my name in other places amongst designers, event designers that I've never imagined I would ever work with, it's amazing to have that.
That's awesome. And I love, love, love
Thank
your
you.
advice on, getting, some legal and counsel advice. I feel like a lot of people don't realize how important contracts and agreements in every business are, even if you're
Absolutely.
providing a service or a product. Um, it's just good to kind of have your ducks in a row. And I know that sometimes we think that, like, oh no, we can't afford a lawyer, they're so expensive, etc. There are a lot of other services out there that can help, make more affordable, like make it more affordable. And also, it's an investment in your business, right? So at the end of the day, you
Absolutely.
have to think about it as an investment and part of, like, protecting yourself and your business from anything that can happen going forward. So thank you for sharing that little nugget.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You're welcome.
So what advice would you give someone who wants to get started in the industry, who is maybe like a new mom, or you try to juggle, like, motherhood, family life, and a business, and even maybe have like a career in the background going on? Like, what advice would you give someone?
Great. Thank you. So I would essentially say, when you're coming in, or if you're coming into the industry, establishing your own lane is important. Yes, you can find inspo in what everyone else is doing. You can look at, especially like, let's say if you're into, like, let's say balloons or flowers or rentals or cake making or any other sector. What is it that you're coming to do that is going to make you stand out within that specific sector? Think of it as you having your own unique signature. You want to be able to wear 2, 3 years, 5 years down the line, people will look at a picture and know that you did that. But in order for that to occur, you have to be able to come in a unique way. If you come in with the idea of imitating what everyone is doing without giving credit and saying inspired by so and so, then, and if you're coming just copying people because you feel like, you know what, this is I can do this, maybe I can make a quick buck, do it as a little side hustle and just keep going, then I don't think you'll be able to last long within the industry if you're not trying to make your own impact. Or at least if you're just in it just to make some quick hustle, then perhaps the business is not really your interest. You're just, doing just something, anything. But if you're trying to make a mark or make your own mark, where somebody will look at a picture and say, hey, I know the woman who made this. I know the woman who did this cake. I know the woman who made these balloons. Then you got to come in with your own uniqueness and appreciate your own talent that you have, and not comparing and contrasting yourself to every single person that you see working in what you're doing, or else you're not going to be happy in the end. Juggling work or home or school life, whatever the case may be. It's all about your ordering your priorities and dedicating the time that you need to it. So whether you're still learning or you're taking classes with other seniors in the respective industry that you desire to enter, it is important that you just begin to learn how to balance. You take time for yourself. Even as a mom, there's times where when your child is either taking a nap or they're in school or they're playing in another area, like in another area of your home, you have just that few minutes, whether it's to scroll or whether it's to be on a phone call, a brief phone call, or just to just sit and just meditate and just do something that you want to do. In that same aspect, you can also use that time towards your business or your interest in entering into a specific business. You can use that time to read. You can use that time to reach out to a senior in the industry who you're interested in interning with. And then that way you're getting your foot into the door. Home life, there's certain days, you know which days you're going to be doing your chores or when you're going to cook or clean or whatever the case may be. You set aside also time to have your interest in your business because there are some people who are doing the event industry full time. That's literally their bread and butter. There is no 9 to 5 that they're going to Monday through Friday. Event industry is 24-hour life for them. So those people that do have that luxury as well, I'm sure they have other ways in how they balance. So it's all about your personal preferences and also the support that you have and how you schedule your time for everything else.
Amazing. That's a great, great advice. You know, finding some sort of balance, it's important, and investing
Absolutely.
time into your career, education, or even like your family. You know, like sometimes we get caught up
Absolutely.
and we forget our, you know, if you have a family, right? If you're a
Right.
mother, like
Right.
who you're doing this for, but you know, like, you know, spend time with yourself, with your kids, in the business. So like finding those little like, you know, the balance and time as well. You know, you mentioned that, you know, you are in an industry that is male dominated. You
Mhm.
started, you know, by yourself, and you had some challenges starting your business. How would you say you deal with like fear or doubt?
I would say the dealing with doubt, I feel like it's my team who really encourages me, as well as my husband. I would have instances where I'm thinking, oh my God, is this going to look right? Is this going to be good? Especially in the beginning. Like, it was almost like I was looking for like that reassurance, like, oh my God, I hope, did I make a mistake entering this industry? Or what did I can tell you for a fact, especially when it becomes busy season, I'm like, what did I get myself into? Why did I get myself into this? Or maybe perhaps I'm dealing with a client who perhaps requires a bit more attention, or perhaps maybe we're not connecting. Because I don't want to say a difficult client, because there is no difficult client, but perhaps maybe we're not connecting, or we're not in a level ground just yet. I'm like, okay, was it worth me taking this client on? Should I refer them elsewhere? Sometimes I do ask myself those questions, and it's okay because I'm like, okay, I have to learn the right things to say, things that I cannot say as a business owner to client or a potential client. So people like my husband and like my team, I would ask their advice on certain things, like how does this look if we do this, or what do you think I should say? How should I react? Because actually, funny enough, my team is actually made up majority of males. So it's like I try to get both sides to understand. So it's
Yeah.
like, am I being too emotional in my response? What am I am I being too sensitive? Am I overthinking this? So I won't say necessarily a fear per se, but I'm just questioning
Yeah.
my reactions. So
Yeah, it's actually good that you said that because we've heard that a few times. Having a support system, like a strong support system, helps
right,
us when we are doubting, not much like in fear, but much like doubting ourselves or doubting our decisions. So
right,
it's great that you put it that way. I 100% agree. Having a strong support system, whether it's your team, business partner, family, friends, it's so important when you are in business by
absolutely.
yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much for sharing about your business and everything, that goes with it. We want to talk a little bit more about fun and some fun questions
Sure.
about you and your personal life. Um,
Great.
so what is the first thing? What do you like to do for fun?
For fun. Oh my. Hmm. I'm a bit boring, am I? I feel like I'm so like business minded. Like I'm so into like, looking at templates with clients, talking to other vendors, getting in tune with if we have any jobs coming up together. I feel like that's where I have fun, being able to connect with my colleagues, sometimes even my competitors. It's okay. We connect. It's natural. So I don't mind. I like to do that. I feel like that's fun for me. I look forward to doing that, especially when it's related to events. I feel like that's where I have the most fun. Being able to figure out we're putting looks together, or if I'm working with another vendor within the same event, how we're going to incorporate details. Those are the things that are fun for me.
Yeah, that's your creative brain.
Right.
What is your favorite personal development book?
The Bible. Definitely the
Amen to
Bible.
that.
Because it will humble you, console you, discipline you. It'll just get you all together
And guide
and
you. Oh,
and
and
just guide
inspire
you.
you.
So, and
I
inspire you
know.
all at the same time. So it'll literally snatch you when it needs to. So definitely the Bible.
A great one. What do you prefer, night or day?
Night.
What's your favorite time of the day or night?
I like between like 6 and 9, like when it's getting into the nighttime, like sunset into the night. I feel like that's my favorite.
Who is your hero?
My hero is definitely my mom. Yeah, it's definitely my mom.
That's good. Describe yourself in one word.
Persistent.
I like it. And what's one thing you will never do?
Never do.
Never.
Hmm. Interesting. Skydiving. That's the one where the plane is in the sky, you drop down right at that. No, you're not gonna catch me on that. Definitely not.
Why not?
Uh,
Oh my goodness, why not? Why
I'm
what?
would
just
I?
asking. No,
No,
I
definitely
wouldn't
not.
skydive anytime soon. I would do it once my kids are much older. Um,
Agreed, agreed.
because I don't want like that's God forbid, like
In case
is
we
if and
die,
all my
you're
kids
good.
are little and it's just like, oh, mom died because she was skydiving. Like, what the heck is
Yeah,
that?
I'm
No,
I'm sorry.
that sounds so selfish.
I refuse to be a guinea pig. I'm not gonna use my one chance at life to lose it in such a manner. So no, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely not.
That's too funny. All right. Well, Tiffany, thank you so much for
Thank
joining us.
you.
Absolutely, and thank you for having me. I was
Of
completely
course.
Yes,
honored to be a part of
please.
this, and I'm grateful that women like you have taken this initiative to create such a platform for us. So
Thank
thank you as
you.
Yes,
well.
Oh, that's
absolutely.
so sweet.
Well,
Thank you.
we've totally want to let everyone know where they can find you if they want to know more about your
Yes,
business, about you, if they have questions.
right.
Share where they can find you.
Sure. So the business page on Instagram is TrustJ Events. That's TrustJ Events with an S at the end. You can find me as well on Facebook, TrustJ Space Events, as well as you can Google the business, TrustJ Events LLC. It'll come up. And my phone number is literally on Google. So if you have any questions, you can text me, message me, call me. Instagram, I'm very active on there. So definitely you can find me over there.
Yes, definitely
Awesome.
check her
Thank you,
out.
Tiffany.
And we'll
Thank
link
you as
everything
well.
below. Thank you again for being
Absolutely.
here. We appreciate you.
Thank you as
Thank
well. Thank
you.
you. Have a lovely rest of the weekend.